in chaos. I think it was close to chaos 2 years ago in 2012 when things were really seriously difficult. It's a relief to me that the ECB has started on QE. They need to stimulate spending in the economy at the very core of Europe. This isn't about rescuing Portugal or Spain or Greece. It's about stimulating spending in the economy right at the heart of that currency area, in France and even in degree in Germany. That won't be enough. If I can make a global comment, one of the great risks we face is that everybody is slipping into thinking that the central banks are the answer to everything, everywhere, the only game in town. Europe is the most obvious area of the world where significant structural reform is needed. And you know, this is a euphemism we use in a way, structural reform, which is what we would all call it. My country did a great deal of it in the 70s and 80s, but really it's a question of changing the social model. And that's tough for populations. If you travel, you know, the standard of living in France and northern Italy is incredibly high, and the people there will be asking themselves, well, we live well, why do we need to change the way our economy is organized? And the reason, quite simply, is that unemployment is too high, and in particular, youth unemployment is too high. But I think they'll get through that, and I think that Europe will emerge again over the next few years as perhaps not one of the great drivers of the world economy, but certainly playing its part in the world economy. The other thing I would say, linking to the governor's comments and perhaps the previous panel, this is a year in which it would be surprising if the Federal Reserve didn't start to withdraw monetary stimulus. And there's, in a sense, the amount of fascination and excitement around that is completely disproportionate. I mean, this will be tremendously good news. When it occurs, and I don't know when it will occur, the markets and the media will get fantastically overexcited. It is impossible that the Fed get it exactly, the timing exactly right. What matters is whether they get it broadly right. Whether they get the quarter right is neither here nor there. If they do it a year or two too early or a year or two too late, that would matter a lot. And I can't see them making that kind of mistake at the moment. And once they've withdrawn this little bit of monetary stimulus, which is all it will be initially, the day afterwards, there will still be an absolutely massive amount of dollar monetary stimulus. So that we need to keep both those things in perspective. What's happening in the United States should be good news, and what's happening in Europe is good news in the sense that they, certainly on the monetary side, they are confronting their problems, I would say.
Sure. Implications for this region?
I see that the region can only benefit from a recovering world economy. I mean, let's face it, the Western world, the United States and Europe, dealt a body blow to the world economy, which, and 50 years hence it will be different, but we're still in a world where if America and Europe are weak, the world is weak. And big picture, we have avoided a repeat of the Great Depression. And that is quite an achievement for the world that I spent my career in. It's not enough, but now recovery will come, and that will be good for this region as it will be